We are in the week of June 26th, and we're going to Sunday, July 2nd. So we've got that month to month transition, and we're now with the sun in Cancer, and we will start our week with the moon in Libra. That's the sign that likes balance, harmony, enjoys aesthetics, could be good food. But it's intellectual sign because it's an air sign, which seems appropriate today because it's very windy. A lot of energy moving around in that way. And then we'll end with the moon in Sagittarius next Sunday. So in a fire sign, and Sagittarius rules things like higher education, philosophy, law, travel, adventure. So maybe some nice little trip will come up or something to honor that. As always, take what resonates for you from this reading of the week and then just leave what doesn't. No psychic is 100% accurate, so this is just what the cards are pointing us toward at this given moment. And I do trust them, that's for sure. And I'm using the Rider-Smith-Waite deck, and then we'll finish with an oracle card from the Winged Enchantment. So welcome to all of you. Thank you so much for the support you give. Let me know if there are other things that you are interested in besides a little bit of the astrology and the tarot cards, of course. So on our Monday, the 26th of June, we begin with the 10 of Pentacles, or 10 of Discs, the Earth sign, the highest number in the minor cards, the 10. So on the positive side, this can be wealth, it can be getting good financial news, feeling satisfied with the material life that you have created. If you get a little bit on the darker side, it could be, feeling a bit greedy and like you need more. And, we can legitimately need more. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's also an encouragement here to count the blessings and see how you can be imaginative about the ways that you count your wealth. And then on Tuesday, the 27th, we move into a very different energy with the swords. So now we're into the mental territory. So with the pentacles, it's the body, it's our physicality, our stuff. Here, it's the way we think. And you have a figure with the back to the ocean, so that would be ignoring the feelings, ignoring the intuition. And then there's the blindfold, which is to suggest justice. And in this case, it is, can I make a clear decision? I need to make a decision. So it could be one of those two things. Either one is going to be made, or you recognize that one needs to be made. And I'm all for, doing these things body, mind, soul. But this energy definitely leans more toward that mental. So it also fits though with the High Priestess as one aspect of her, her gifts. So with this one, you could be, yes, have some detachment. Don't make an overly emotional decision, but I would say also listen to your intuition, which the High Priestess certainly represents. And I feel like that's also supported by Wednesday's card, which is the King of Cups. So we've moved from the earthy on Monday to the mental, and then by Wednesday we are more in that emotional territory, and it's a royal card. And the last in the line of the royals, the king is the last one. So a mastery, and on that more masculine level, though it's a soft masculine because it's water, cups. So there's some feminine mixed in there as well. So this could be a very loving, nurturing male energy around you. It doesn't have to be a male person necessarily. It could be that too, but a male energy that would be feeling nurtured again, protected in a gentle, perhaps intuitive way. On the darker side, it could be if somebody is very into this energy and not using it well, more like manipulation, emotional manipulation, I mean, um, being too caught up in that and not being able to get grounded. I mean, if you look at him, he is on his platform. All the kings are presented in their element, and they all have a little platform for their thrones, but he has all that water swirling around him. So you want to make sure you try to stay somewhat grounded with that energy too. And then by Thursday, we still have the cups energy, and this time it is a 9. So the 9 of cups, some decks is called happiness or thought of as happiness. Some other people see it as the greedy merchant. So you have both of those energies here. I feel like for us, especially coming after the King of Cups, it is leaning more toward that happiness. But that might present as an excess of emotion. That's where the greedy part could come in. Really wanting to indulge the emotional self. I mean, it's a 9, and 9 is that very interesting number that when you add it to anything else, you get that same number, so it sort of disappears. But it's also connected to the Hermit. So you might look within and see what is a cause for happiness, and if there's any sort of excessive energy, how is that being used? Excessive emotional energy, I mean, in particular. Then by Friday, we hit the first major, and we only have 2 majors for this week. So the pair thing is definitely here. We have 2 pentacles, 2 cups, 2 majors, and then just the 1, 2 of swords. So 1 in that element. All right, our first major for the week is the Emperor. And also on a throne, obviously, but it's a major, so he has more power than the kings do. Doesn't, again, have to be a gender sort of thing, but just more of a masculine or a feminine energy, and this is definitely a masculine energy. Likes to be in charge, likes to take control, likes to make decisions, can be very connected to power, issues around powerful people, also government, law, things like that. And if we're taking this as a sort of personal reading for the week, what energy is there on Friday that is very strong in this way? I was thinking about the moon, and I'm not exactly sure when that fits. I mean, this card is actually ruled by Aries, another fire sign like Sagittarius, and I was thinking, yeah, that might be kind of an energy that even begins to start to happen on Friday, but I think actually it's more like later in the week, but there is still that connection of law and power, those sorts of energies for our Friday. Saturday brings the second major, and this one is very different. Yes, it's still masculine because it's the sun. Almost all cultures see the sun as masculine and the moon as feminine. Not all, but most. And here, the sun is glorious in the tarot. It is... it can be exposure, if there's been some darkness, then the light breaks through. So it does have that meaning, but in general, it means good things happening. There's sunlight, people are happy, things feel good inside the self. So that's a nice Saturday to look forward to next weekend. And then when we get to the Sunday, we get another 1. The sun is a 19, but in numerology that goes down to a 1. And this fits it as well, as does our 10 of discs. So some kind of new start this week. A new perspective, a new physicality, a sense of that, a kind of new energy. And with the emotions, the cups cards, the physical stuff with the discs, it feels like it is more on the feminine side, and there may not be as much articulation. With aces, so here we have that Ace of Pentacles, you get a message, you get a gift, you get something that's tangible. So look to receive something solid that day. I mean, it could be news, but it needs to be about solid sorts of subjects, or tends to be, I should say, not needs to be. So when we put the whole week together, it definitely gives me this feeling of some pairing with the different sets that are going on with the elements and the numbers and the majors and so forth. And also, excuse me, as I mentioned earlier, something about our articulation. And some things can be very, very hard to say, right? That's why many of us enjoy people who are very good with their words. We enjoy, it could be a television show, it could be a play, a movie, something else, a novel, a poem. But when people can articulate things that many of us feel but can't quite get out in the words, we all get a sense of satisfaction from that. So in this sort of feminine energy that dominates, except for, with the majors, it seems like, all right, important energies are rising up to the voice, coming from the heart, the emotions into the heart, into this place that we articulate from. And then our oracle card really fits with that too. So, part of what I'm saying is I want to encourage you not to be frustrated if you need to say something, or you feel that an idea or a cluster of emotions or something like that is rising in you, but you can't quite get the words for those. It will come later in the week, and then it will be assisted also by our oracle cards. So I'm drawing from the Winged Enchantment, and what came up for us today is the parrot. So there's that other piece about communication, because of course this is a bird that can talk. And let's see what our beautiful parrot has to say here. I am parrot, the fierceness of color and the flash of life. I'm the climax of magical color and the blending of light and shadow. I am the bridge of communication. And that's where it really fit for me with our 7 tarot cards this week. I will mimic you, teaching you the proper use of integration and expression. I am the power of words and the effects of speech. So great mirrors for us. And I have a dear friend who has a parrot, and yeah, you need to watch what you say, because they will mimic you. So it's a good way to see the quality of your messages, or just what you have to say. So I can learn your voice with as much ease as you can learn mine. Words are portals in time, framing the evolution of verbal magic. And there's a long tradition of verbal magic. I mean, we even get it with words like abracadabra, right? Saying spells, casting spells, we're using our words. There are no barriers except those created by humanity. We are all different colors on the same spectrum. This may be a time to clear your throat and let your voice sing out. And again, be patient with the self for the week. It'll get stronger toward the end of the week. I am flamboyant and dazzling. I want to be seen. I yearn to be heard. It is time to break down the walls and explore the vastness of your own brightness. Integrate everything you hear around you. You are dazzling, expressive, free-spirited. You are parrot. So thank you so much for being here. I want to echo what I said at the beginning about, just using from this what feels right for you. That's the most important part. You have your own guidance system, your own guardian angels, and so forth. So filter it through your own system. And I hope you all have a really beautiful week. Oh, I did want to mention that Neptune, let me check my notes here. Get the right date here. It goes retrograde on Friday, and that will last until early December, and it's joining Pluto and Saturn. And boy, I would love to hear from some of you as soon as Pluto retrograded back into Capricorn, and then, Saturn was already going backwards, I felt it like hardcore. It just seemed to really put on the brakes and make things more difficult. So I hope that didn't happen to you. And a lot of that has to do with your personal astrological chart. But now, on Friday, we'll also have Neptune going, retrograde. And these are happening all in the same area of the chart. So Pluto goes into Capricorn. That's about plutocracy. That's about who has the power and the wealth. Then, Saturn is in a Pisces now, and so is Neptune. So they've kind of skipped over Aquarius, but Saturn is retrograding back that way. It's only in the early degrees of Pisces. So the power shifts to the people in Aquarius. And then in Neptune, it rises even above that and gets way out into the transpersonal. So we have got some stuff going on in those areas. So we're going to see it in terms of society, the world, and then we'll also see it in our personal lives. So I hope that helps. Hope it gives you a little bit of heads up, and I wish you an absolutely beautiful week. And again, if you have some things to say about this, please comment. If you're looking for a personal reading, you need some assistance that way, I would love to help you. You can find my information in the description box below. Thanks all.